This is just wax and paper that I'm going to use to help start the fire. Just some leftover beeswax that had some shredded paper around it, and I just mushed it all together, and I'm just storing it in my bucket in this aluminum foil so I can take little pieces of it off to put in my burner. I was out beekeeping a couple weeks ago. I actually brought some Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints missionaries that visit and help me out on the farm sometimes. Invited them to come beekeeping. I'm not a member of that church, they just like to visit and help. I recorded that event all on my cell phone. I've made great videos from this in the past, but something happened with the audio. I couldn't match it, no matter what I did, couldn't match it up with the video, so that one got scrapped. What I did discover in that beekeeping time, that inspection, was this one horizontal hive is not doing too well. It had only a few frames of bees. So we're going to get in there again today to see if it is improved and to see if the other bees are bringing in pollen and nectar and building those up. We have 2 vertical hives that are that were doing well, and the one horizontal hive in the middle was doing pretty well. This one not so much, so we're going to check that out again today. We're going to go in reverse order. Normally when I come in here, I inspect the vertical hives first, and we go kind of from the back to the front, but today we're going to check out this one that needed help first, and then we're going to go back toward the back. Got my small tool, which I sometimes like in the horizontal hives, because it gets in different places, and then my larger tool, which is a standard J-hook hive tool sent to me by the Honeystead. So far they look alright, but when we were out here last time, they only had 2 or 3 frames of bees, and that was a little bit concerning. So in this last frame, or what would be the first frame, they have a little bit of honey going in up here. Need some hive beetles, that's no good. But I did put this frame on the end last time just to give them some extra comb right at the beginning of the hive there. They have lots of bee bread, which is the pollen cake. Some nectar reserves. I don't see any brood in this frame. I don't think. They do have brood on this side. This right here. This is a nice brood pattern here. There are some eggs in there. I didn't see a lot of bees last time, but I did see the queen. So I knew that they were at least able to continue, so it looks like they've done okay in the last couple weeks. They have some nice pollen and nectar and honey going around the outside, exactly like they should. There we go, lots of nice brood on that frame there. Let's see if we can spot the queen. I don't see her on this side. Lots of good brood. So this hive is actually doing fine as far as... Oh, there she is. There she is. You see her right there in the middle? Yeah, she's a little shy. She's probably going to go to the other side. Nope. Alright, so we'll put her back in here. And we'll check the next couple frames. my beetle trap here. It looks like it's caught one beetle there. A couple of beetles here. There's a beetle. So it's working. At least a little bit. Lots and lots of brood. So this hive is actually doing really well now in rebuilding their numbers, which is really exciting. So let's see here. Let's take a few more frames. So in this one here, on this side, there's no brood, but lots of good looking comb. No brood on this one, but lots of resources. Honey, nectar, pollen, or bee bread. So we're going to put this one back in, and I'm going to check to see the condition of the frames. I took a lot of the frames out to reduce their space, and I may keep it that way, but I also might add some of these wet frames in here. So let's just check these. They have a lot more bees now, so I'm really excited about this one. So we definitely are past the brood nest. There's no brood, no eggs down here. We have lots of empty space, which tells me I don't need to add frames. Even if I wanted to give them the wet frames for the resources, I don't think I need to. They do have their own resources here, pollen and nectar and honey. Yeah, so they have lots of good space. No reason to add more. For now, maybe in a week or two. And here's the last frame before the divider board right here. And it is, again, just the same. It's empty space with honey and pollen. There's some capped honey on that side. So they're doing fine. I'm going to pull all these back. I'm going to put this frame back in and close it up. This hive is doing just fine. It's really helpful to know where the end of the hive is. I've pointed this out a number of times in my videos, but you know, for me it worked out that there was a skinny stick because the width of the hive didn't equal an exact number of wider sticks or top covers. So that skinny stick becomes my marker. If you had all the same width of sticks or covers all the way across, then I would say that you should mark one with an X with a marker, or paint one, or do something to help identify the difference so that you can mark the end of your hive. We'll just continue with the horizontal hives, blowing smoke over here so that it wafts over the covers and into this space. Well, now the wind changed, so I'll do it over here. I do like to take 3 or 4 off at a time. It allows me to get a better idea of what's going on. I know some people take 1 or 2 off at a time, and I've tried that, but for me it just works out better to take 3 or 4. Now this hive was doing much better. last time, and it looks like they're doing still just fine. There are some queen cups on this. They look like older queen cups. They have some honey, some pollen. Honey and pollen on this side as well. Putting that sun behind me to look down in to see if I can see eggs. And in this frame I cannot, so I think this is just a resource frame with lots of pollen and nectar. Same thing on the other side. So far today the bees are behaving really well, which is always pleasant. I've said before, beekeeping is a lot more fun when the bees aren't trying to kill you. So here again, lots of pollen and nectar. The native persimmon trees are flowering, and the bees love that. So again, there's no brood on that one. That one's heavy, so there's a lot of honey in this one. Honey on this side as well. No eggs. So we haven't found the brood nest yet. And there we go. That's brood right there. I'm not sure what you can see very. Oh, there's the queen right there. Okay. She's crawling right across the middle. So we're going to put her back. And they had plenty of brood on that. It looks like this next frame they have plenty of brood. What I'm going to do is put this frame back in, and I'm going to go check out some of these closer to the end. Alright, they're behaving very well. So I'm going to check out these here closer toward the end of the hive. Let me just pull one of these up here. That's what that small hive tool is good in here, because these are recessed a little further down and I can reach down in there a little better. Alright, so what we're interested in down here is empty space, resources. You know, do they have a lot of bees? Do they have a little bees? So there's lots of empty space there. And I don't need to pull any more frames, because I can tell that they have lots of empty space. I can look down in here and see this one. I can see this one. And they have plenty of room to expand. They're not getting too crowded. And yeah, they're doing fine down here in the brood nest. Happy queen. I can be done with this inspection in this hive. We'll move on to the vertical hives now.